Hello, hello. I am back. I am back. If you guys missed my earlier stream, go check it out. I thought there was some good stuff in there. And I'm just here working on this teacher appreciation day is coming up, and I got to make a gift for my kid's teacher. So this is what it looks like now. And so while I'm here, I'm going to be gluing and hanging out with you guys. And today I was just thinking about, I was at the gym and I was thinking about, the US is the number one economy, right? And China's number two economy, right? And we're going head to head right now to try to see who can rule them all, you know, um, one versus two. And then that got me thinking, right? Who is number three? Who's the third economy in all this that actually has the most to gain if you really think about it, right? US is number one, we're fighting number two, and if we're both crashing, and I've covered this a few times now, China's not doing so hot, over there. Factories are closing down. They're having mass protests over there, and today is this is a holiday for them. I don't know if you guys know this is May Day. It's like a mini vacation that they have over there, and there was lots of warning to workers over this upcoming holiday not to go anywhere because you can leave, right? Go on holiday, come back to find out that you no longer have a job. I've covered this in a video that I did earlier, but basically, what's going on over there right now is a lot of factory bosses are just folding up their factories, not paying anybody, and disappearing into the middle of the night, leaving lots of people unpaid and very upset, which is very understandable. I would be upset too if that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you clocked in a full, you know, gajillion hours slaving away making iPhones for essentially pennies on the dollar. And then you come to work the next day and find out that you now work for a zombie company. All right, we got the first part of the puzzle down, the myth part. All right. Well, it's not a puzzle. I am gluing. We are gluing. We are working. And so that got me thinking, right? Who's number three? Who has the most to gain out of this? And apparently, when I looked it up, it's Germany. Germany is the number three economy. That's a little surprising to me because I was thinking to myself, what does Germany do? You know what I mean? Like America, we are innovators, right? We have the tech companies. That is our jam right now. We have tech, we have social media, we have Apple, right? And then China is the world's factory. They make all kinds of stuff. What? What does Germany do? Let's look it up. Sorry. Germany. Main exports. What does Germany do? All right, they make chemicals, motor vehicles, machinery parts. All right, this is their breakdown, okay? Motor vehicle parts make up 17% of all German exports, okay? Machinery makes up 14%, and chemicals make up the next 9% or so. And then, all the other stuff, just little things here and there. Interesting. Interesting. So they make. You know what I was thinking about this whole trade war thing and how I know this is a recent thing that in the news that a lot of factories are just leaving America, right, in general. And I was thinking that is an option that I don't think a lot of people thought about, where the companies essentially could just end its relationship with America and just move overseas. Let's just take the car manufacturers, for example, right? They can essentially just make close down everything in America and then reopen in Mexico and just have everything in Mexico, right? And then that will avoid all the tariffs. Like literally, they'll avoid 100% of the tariffs, right? I don't know. I'm not an economist, but I was just thinking that is an option that is totally possible, right? Yes, no. I mean, has anyone thought of this? What's stopping them from doing this? Right? They're just close down 100% of their operations in America and just reopen everything in in another part of the world. Okay, sorry, I'm working on this puzzle thing. All right. Back to what I was talking about earlier. Hey, what's up, Jay? It's been a while. I haven't seen you. Okay, you're missing out. If you're wondering what I'm doing down here, my kids' teacher appreciation is coming up, and I'm making a puzzle, a wood board while I'm talking to you guys. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Let's talk about the good things that's going on in this trade war. Okay, I saw a report that it said smoking is way down in China, right? And it's because they can't afford the extra to use extra money to be uh, to be smoking. So I don't know. I don't know why. I thought that was very funny to me that we're making them healthier, right? I don't know if that's an intended outcome, but it's that's what's going on. They're getting healthier. What else is good in this trade war? Oh, I guess in a way, pollution is down, right? Because if we are not uh, using the factories and whatnot, pollution in the world is down. You know, what else? Oh, I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but I just want to throw this out there. I just thought this is very interesting. Warren Buffett decided to retire. I kind of went on a little tangent on it earlier on my other stream, but it's it's an end of an era in a way. Warren Buffett has been around forever. I thought he was going to retire a gajillion years ago, and I was just talking to my mother-in-law the other day because oh my god, she has some BRKB Berkshire Hathaway B stock, not the A stock. We're not rolling like that. That's crazy. If you have the A stock, you're in a different tax bracket if you can afford the A one. Um, and I remember when she purchased this, right? And telling her, hey, you got to be very careful about Berkshire Hathaway because that stock is dependent 100% on Mr. Warren Buffett, the Oracle himself, right? And the minute he retires, that stock is going to tank. And this was when he was already like 90 or something. And I was telling her this, and she bought it anyways. It did well, and she always throws it in my face that it did well. And then I was like, "But no, you're not. You don't understand. This guy has been around forever. I studied him in school, right? If you guys don't know, I studied finance when I was in school, and he was old back then, and he was old now, and then he just kept on going." Just kept on going, and it just took the trade war, I guess, to take him out. And as I was saying earlier, I'm curious to see uh, if he's really about that life. If you guys don't know, Mr. Warren Buffett eats. He does that thing that was very popular for a while, which was simplify your life in a way. Like it was. This was a very popular concept. I guess around the time Tim Cook was still around, where you wear the same thing all the time. That's why Mark Zuckerberg back in the day, you always see him in hoodie and jeans or whatever. Tim Cook, same thing. You always saw him the turtleneck or just have an iconic look and just keep that look forever. Right. And Warren Buffett's routine back in the day was he would eat breakfast at McDonald's, drink 5 Cokes every day, and then end the day at some point with dessert at Dairy Queen. And these are all stocks that he owns, right? And so what I was thinking about is that now that he's retiring, if I don't see him eating McDonald's and you don't see him eating Dairy Queen, and if you don't see him still drinking a gajillion Cokes every day until his last breath, he was misleading you, right? Because I don't know what is the long term effect of this, if this had any effect on anyone at all, but for a long time, it did sway a little bit of like business culture where you want to simplify your life, right? If you're not spending time thinking about your wardrobe, you're spending more time thinking about how to grow the business, right? Uh, the, the clothing you wear doesn't have any effect on your real day, and so you shouldn't spend so much time on it. You should spend more of your time thinking about work, like real work, right? That was the idea that was pretty big back then. Now we're in a different mindset now because of the pandemic. Everything is more casual now, even more so than before. Imagine working back in the late 80s, 90s, where everybody was you had to be dressed up all the time. And if you came in with a hoodie, you're basically unemployed. Now everyone's like, "Oh, relax, work culture. You just show up, you know." But back in those days, if you did that, you were unemployed. You were unemployed. You were a deadbeat if you came in with a hoodie and not in your. I remember going to a job interview, and he was telling me the suit is the modern day. The suit is the modern day armor, right? Business people, we are like knights, and our armor is our suit, and our sword is the pen. It kind of goes back to the adage, the pen is mightier than the sword. And in some respects, that is true because with a sword, there's no way that you can possibly take out as many people as you can with a pen. One pen stroke, and you can take out thousands of people. But with a sword, you can only kill a few people. You can only take out a few people at a time, right? And so I always remember that was a that was a big point in my early days in the corporate world. The pen is mightier than the sword. You need your power suit. And yeah, so Warren Buffett is retiring. As like I said, smoking is down in China. And if you know anything about Asian culture, Chinese, especially like in China, and so I don't know if it's like they're just stuck in that early 2000s, 90s environment where it was like, smoking was still, maybe it's because they get uh, Western movies later, Western culture later. Back then, all the movies had some sort of smoke in the air, right? and so they're very still very big on smoking over there. Not so much over here in the States. And I've mentioned this a gajillion times. I remember in high school, I mean, there were a few kids that smoked. And then when I got to college, it was like literally half, more than half the kids. And I was thinking, like, and this is my first year in college, and some of them are just a little bit older or my age or somewhere around my age, right? And all of a sudden, it was like literally 60% of the campus started smoking. That was very trippy to me because I was thinking to myself, when did you guys start? And some of them look like they've been chain smoking since they were in middle school. I don't know, but I just remember in high school there were just a few kids. Next thing I go to college, and it was literally more than half the campus was uh was outside with ashtrays. Okay. So that was weird. But anyways, that's a side effect of the trade war. I guess not a lot of people are thinking about. Smoking is down in China. So in a way, we are making them healthier and stronger. So who knows what effects that will have on their generation down the road. Imagine if this sticks, and this is the reason why smoking is ended in Asia. Because once the Chinese stop smoking, all the other countries are gonna follow. Because back then, I remember that's kind of like how you say hello. Instead of saying hello to somebody, you would say, "Oh, you want a cigarette?" And it's literally that's the conversation. That's how you say hello to people. And right now they can't afford cigarettes anymore, or at least the idea is that you're being very selfish right now if you have funds for a cigarette while the rest of us are starving. So the smoking is down over there. Energy consumption is down. I don't know if you guys know this, but in China, how they track how the American economy does is based on our energy consumption, and it's been a bad indicator, uh, just in America because we don't use as much energy as they do because we don't do as much manufacturing, but they do use a lot of energy because they do a lot of manufacturing. So energy is down over there, and so the environment is benefiting from this trade war. So yay, go the polar bears, thank you for your service. All right, I'm done with this. I'm gonna try to block out the name a little bit because I don't want the teacher to get on mad. But that's it. That's what I was making. All right, boom, boom. Kids, teacher appreciation is done. I made it myself. Like I said, many times. Maybe this is gonna be like COVID. That if you guys remember during COVID times, a lot of people picked up hobbies and skills that they didn't know they had. Maybe another benefit of this trade war, you're going to learn some new skills and things that you didn't know you had. So you're welcome. You're going to learn all kinds of fun things. Like think about all the fun things that you did during COVID that you didn't think you had time to do. This could be that experience again when the shelves could be empty. Who knows? Who knows? Because I mean, why have you guys here? Like I said, what I like to do is go to the vessel tracking site and see if the ships are coming. Okay, because this is live, like I said, and I remember last week when we did this, we saw 4 ships get into the port. Okay, all right, let me share this screen so you guys can see. All right, we're back here. If it's black, I apologize. Sometimes the sharing doesn't work very well, but this site is Vessel Finder, and they do live updates on cargo ships coming in and out all around the world. The purple things here are yachts, or at least boats that are classified as yachts. The yellow ones are cargo ships. Last time we looked at this, there were actually 4 cargo ships that were coming in while we were looking at it. And like I said many times as well, these cargo ships, remember, they take, from Asia at least, they take up to 20 days to get through. And again, if I zoom out, you can still see the vast majority of the ships are going into the Canada area and down here to the Panama area, maybe to get to the other side. So that's, again, this could be soybean stuff. This could be people sending ships down here to store to come back up later. Who knows? But let's look at some ships here on the west coast, around the LA port, plus Long Beach port, to see if there's any new activity. We want to see ships. Let's see, what's this one? Where are you going? Oh, here we go. Here's a ship here from Nibu, China. The Yang Ming, and it's going to Los Angeles. Okay, that's one ship. Right, it's coming down. This was just updated just a little bit while ago. This one just left LA. It's going to Oakland or whatever up there. Usually right after they get to the LA port, they go up to this other port up here. I don't know why. Maybe someone that knows more about how shipping routes work can let us know. But from what I've noticed over the last few days of looking at this, they always, after they go to the LA port, they always end up going to the other port. All right, so that's one. Here's 2. Another one going to Los Angeles. What this one? This one's from Hong Kong, also going to Los Angeles. So we're seeing more. This one is from China as well, going to Los Angeles. Oh, dang, there's a whole bunch of them. Just right now, we've counted like 4. Where are you going? Oh, where are you going? Oh, all right. So that was interesting. So it seems like activity is picking up. What else is like? I'm curious to see Germany. Like I've said earlier, right? They're the number 3 economy. Who's number 4? Let's look at that. Who's number 4? If you guys know off the top of your head, feel free to put it in chat. 4th largest economy. All right, let's go. The 4th largest economy. Okay. Japan? No, wait. India. Well, it says India and Japan are about the same. Interesting. I always thought that the next few economies would be. I figured Japan would be pretty big, but they have their own problems. Very interesting thing about Japan. I don't know why I'm talking about Japan now. Is that like one of their main exports out of Japan is the blurry stuff. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The censored, the blur. And that's like, if you go on any of those particular sites, that's like literally half the category, right? Half the site is the blurry stuff. And you contrast that with their low birth rates, and I don't know why I'm thinking about this now. I'm like, they export so much of that content into the world, but their birth rate is like extinction rates, and you kind of like, I don't know. There's a connection there somewhere. Who knows? But I thought that was very interesting. What else is good about this trade war? Like I said, Pollution is going to go down, right? Factories are shutting down. Smoking is going down in China. That's good for them. We're going to learn some new skills here in America, so that's going to be good. What else is good? Uh, let's put some positiveness into this, right? Um, you're going to get closer with your neighbors, right? There's going to be a sense of community, like during COVID times. I think during COVID times, I've never felt closer to my neighbors than then. It was literally like, "Hey, do you have any sugar?" And we'll be like, "Yeah, I have sugar." And then you kind of help each other out. I feel like that's gonna happen again. We're gonna get a sense of community with your neighbors as you need to pull together, look out for each other. What else? What else is a positive spin to this? Oh, I don't know. This is a positive thing. I just saw this on the news and I just want to bring it up, and I thought it was very interesting. Uh, Marjorie Green Taylor, right? MGT is starting to turn a little bit on the MAGA. So I thought that was very interesting. She's been posting a lot about the Ukrainian stuff. I guess she didn't want the Ukrainian deal to go through. And what I have to say about the Ukrainian deal is that Ukraine, did you think that the US was going to help you for free? You thought that we were going to go over there and give you stuff for free? That's not how this works. We're America. This is America, baby. Nothing is for free. We don't even want to give free stuff to the people over here. What makes you think we're going to give free things to you guys over there? So the minerals deal had to go down because nothing is free, baby. I don't know. I just thought that was funny that she's the MGT is out there. She's mad because of the Ukraine thing, and I mentioned this before. Lindsey Graham has that famous clip out there. You guys can find it. It's hard for me to find it while I'm doing the live of him saying that we need to protect uh, Ukraine because they got rich minerals under there, and we can't have Russia get it. We need it. We need the good stuff. We gotta protect the breadbasket of the world. Imagine if them they start sending us like bread. They, why isn't the French helping Ukraine more? Now that I'm thinking about it, okay, is the French? How are they supposed to make the baguettes and the croissants? Croissants. My wife lately has been obsessed with saying croissant like the French. Croissant. Croissant? Croissant. Croissant? Croissant. Croissant. I don't know. I don't know. How are they going to be making their baguettes and croissants without the breadbasket of the world? You would think that the French would be the first to help Ukraine. Without Ukraine, let's look this up real quick. Okay, let's look this up because don't forget the French. They have nuclear missiles too. Okay, I think they're the only ones in Europe. Someone fact check me on this. Uh, it's been a long day, but I remember the French having nuclear missiles as well. But I'm just curious, why aren't the French the first to back up Ukraine when Ukraine is the breadbasket of the world and the French diet is literally cigarettes, baguettes, and coffee? right? The French should be the first ones on the front lines in Ukraine. Without Ukraine, there'll be no more croissants, baguettes for them, and that's literally half their diet. The French diet: coffee, cafe, coffee, whatever, however they say it. Uh, right, coffee, cigarettes, and baguettes, croissants. they they literally should be the first ones over there to protect their livelihoods. All right. How much is it wheat? Does France import from Ukraine? That's what we want to know. Okay. All right. All right. France wheat imports from Ukraine, while significant, not statistically detailed. Oh, they don't want to let us know. They don't want to let us know about the secret dealings they got going on over there in their black market wheat dealings in France. I'm joking, everybody. I'm joking. Okay. Where does France get most of its wheat? Oh, interesting. They grow most of it themselves. Okay, which countries import the most grain from Ukraine? China. Come on, China. Come on. Why? Why aren't you guys out there stepping up? You guys get so much of their wheat from Ukraine. I don't see anyone else helping them. So this is what I was saying. Did Ukraine really think that the US was gonna go over there in our own goodwill, decide to help them for free? No, no. We want something back. We want something back. And why are people so angry that we want something back? Okay? You lend someone something, you help somebody out, you expect to get your back scratched. Okay? Right? You help somebody out. How many times do you think you went out to help somebody out the goodness of your heart? Now think carefully and dig deep inside. Do you really help someone out of the goodness of your heart? I want to say, at least from my experience, most of the time, you're expecting something back. Even pulling off to the side and helping someone off the side of the road, that's not for free. A lot of times you do that to impress somebody else, maybe to see the people driving by. You kind of like, look, I'm helping. I mean, last week I played a video or clip of this off-duty nurse, and she's driving along, and she saw a car accident, and she hops off and runs up to everybody and says, "Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm a nurse. I'm here to help. I'm a nurse. I'm here to help." And literally everybody in that scene, go back to one of last week's videos. It's out there somewhere. It's in the ether. Was like, "What are you doing here, lady?" And she plays it off like she was doing this out of the goodness of her heart. She's like, "When you see this happen, you have to stop. You have to help." No, she was doing this to feel like she's important. She was doing this for the eyeballs because she filmed the whole thing, right? She filmed the whole thing. If you were doing something out of the goodness of your heart, you would not be filming it. You would just be doing it and moving on. It's the same reason why everybody was so upset about the ladies flying into space. Everyone was really upset about the ladies flying into space because they made a big deal about it. If I don't care who you are. If you woke up one day, oh, you wake up, right? And you go to your mailbox. I don't know. Some people get their mail in the morning. Some people get their mail later. Let's just say you go to for this scenario. You wake up. You go to your mailbox. You you open your mailbox. You brew some coffee. People are going off. Whatever. You open your mail. Bills, 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 ads, bills, ads, junk mail, whatever. And then you get a golden ticket, right? A golden piece of mail, and it's not like mail that you've ever seen before. This is some dense paper, right? High quality, high grade paper. Uh, kind of like a special invitation in a way, right? And it's handwritten to you. Fine paper, artesian paper in a way. The finest ink imported from Russia, wherever they make. No, from Japan. Japanese ancient ink that takes 20 years to make. I don't know if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. There's this special ink out there in Japan that's like a gajillion dollars. It's got a little bit of gold in there, a hint of gold, right? Handwritten ink, your name on there. And you're like, what is this? You see, it's from Mr. Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin. You're like, whoa, what is this? I didn't ask for anything. You bring the mail inside, you open it up. It's got your name, and it says, like, we invite you to go. Laura Sanchez, uh, mistress to the great Jeff Bezos, invites you to go into space. Are you turning that down? Are you not going to space if they invite you? You're going. Okay. Right? And then it's like a rich people thing. Rich people go out, you get invited to go on a yacht and you go on the yacht, right? If you get invited to a Diddy party, what this is before. If you get invited to a Diddy party, what are the chances that you were going? Now, this is before all this stuff came out. I'm just saying, be real. If you got invited to a Diddy party, would you go? Yes or no? Anyways, you get invited to go to space. I'm Carrie Perry. I'm just doing my thing. I'm trying to relaunch my career, and the world has moved on. Everyone is talking about this girl, Sabrina Carpenter, whatever her name is, right? I'm Carrie Perry. I used to be California Dreamin' girl, like I used to, what's that song she had? Um, fireworks, whatever. All right. I'm trying to relaunch my career. I launched an album or a few singles and they flopped. I get invited to go to space. I'm going. You're going. Okay? You're gonna go. Now, normally in these situations, you just go and you come back and you tell nobody, right? Just like normal. Every day, people get invited to go on a yacht somewhere or go to an island. You just go, you come back, and nobody hears about it. Maybe just some of your friends. You don't film it, you don't call anybody. Well, they decide to film it, they decide to call everybody, and they decide to tell us that, hey, we're doing this for you. All females, we're doing this for you. And you're kind of like that. I I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with us, right? If they did that, then we wouldn't hate them so much. But now we do because they had to tell us that it was important, and they had to tell us that they were doing this for us. It's kind of like the Imagine song. We're just kind of like, what? Why? Why are you doing this? I didn't even know what I was talking about before I got to this Blue Origin thing. What were we talking about? You guys will let me know. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about right now. Oh my god. Sorry. I got a new cat, and sometimes I think he's secretly plotting to I don't know what he's doing over there. I wish you guys can see or hear what's going on, but he's sneaking up on me. And if a cat pops up in the next few minutes and you don't see me anymore, it was nice knowing you guys. That's but yeah. So that is that. That is the world we're living in right now. Sorry, that cat. It's a black cat, and we rescued it from the streets when it was little, and I think it's nice, but he still has a little bit of the streets in him, and yeah, I think that is that. I don't know where we're going with this, but I think this was a good one so far. Unless you guys have something you guys want to talk about, and we'll talk about it. Let me know if there's any pressing things that you need to talk about. Because I don't think I've saved anyone's day for a while. But I think we'll leave it at that. If anything, I'll come back later. Sorry, I keep looking off because this cat, I don't know, it's gonna murder me one day. Ah, yes, yes. Anyways, oh, I know what we're talking about. We were talking about uh, good things that happened from this trade war. What will we cover? Smoking is down. Germany or France, they need to step it up to protect the world basket because, yeah. Oh, I guess the other thing, maybe this is before I started getting off the tangent about the Blue Origin thing, is MGT, Marjorie Green Taylor, has been getting, she's been turning onto MAGA, turning against MAGA. She doesn't like the Ukraine thing, and people are starting to notice that she is part of the crew that is making tons of moolah. Uh, with the market going up and down, people are starting to realize that hey, she's whatever board that she's in, she has trades related to what is going on, similar to some Pelosi stuff. You know what I'm talking about. It's the stuff that I hate the most. This is where I feel like the stock market is rigged because of insider trading, and they all do it. And it's just funny that Marjorie Green Taylor is now involved. I think this is the thought that I was having right when I heard this story earlier this morning. Is that people go to school for many years, spend countless hours learning how to read business reports, charts, trading, tips and tricks and the ins and outs of the market. And you spend your whole life learning all this stuff, right? But you cannot beat Marjorie Green Taylor in the market. What is Marjorie Green Taylor's education? Because I don't know why I was thinking about this. Is very funny to me because Green Taylor education. All right. Let's see. She went to University of Georgia. Where? What does she study? Oh, she studied business admin. Okay, at University of Georgia. Okay, and I remember when I was in school, when I was studying finance, that finance is one of the harder majors because you have to not only you need to know all the accounting stuff that all the accounting majors learn, You need to learn like business law stuff. You need to learn all kinds of stuff that some of the other majors don't need to learn. Like if you went to school to be and studied like business management or whatever, right? That's just teaching you how to run the company. When you study finance, not only you need to know how a business runs, you need to know how the accounting works, you need to know all kinds of jazz, right? And Marjorie Green Taylor goes to University of Georgia, and I don't know how well she did in school. I cannot speak for her, but she is beating the crap in terms of um, trading victories, right? Out of the stock market right now because she's got the inside scoop and she has the power to wield it in a certain way. So I don't know. I just thought that's very funny that you could spend hours and whatever thinking about this, and um, you get beat by anybody that's in politics right now. Like there's this chart somewhere, I can't find it, but they show like trades, and Nancy Pelosi is like the world's best stockbroker ever. Uh, and Marjorie Green Taylor's on the way there. Like they were highlighting some of her trades and it was like up 40% or whatever. So I thought that was interesting that you can go to school. Oh, what's that guy's name? George Santos, whatever. He's also beating the market. Like there's all these it's just crazy that you study like political science or have something that has nothing to do with stocks and finance and whatnot, and you're beating the market because you're a congressperson. Isn't the correlation there is kind of funny? But yeah, I guess I'll end it there. I just thought it was interesting that Marjorie Green Taylor is a stock savant. She's up there with Pelosi now. All right, see you guys later.